What's up, guys? This is Chris here, and today we're going to have a good day. Today we're going to be shooting the brand new M&P Shield X Performance Center Carry Comp. It's a long name, but it's a cool gun. Now, this is a new iteration of the new Shield X from 2025 that we literally shot a few months ago. They made some changes over the standard Shield, which we'll talk about in a second, but this is the polymer frame striker fired pistol that Smith & Wesson makes for basically concealed carry, and it is the main competitor to the SIG P365 and the Glock 43X. Now, the Shield X is a brand new variant of that, where they gave you sort of the Bodyguard 2.0 grip, a little bit thinner, a little bit longer, and it has more texture on the front and rear and a little less on the side. You've got a bigger trigger guard here with the 2.0 trigger, which is very good in my experience. And then the newest version here, the Carry Comp, is called that because you carry it with a comp. It actually has a single port comp in the front here, in front of the front sight, which I actually really like the way that looks. I think it looks very mean. And the Shield Carry Comp that I previously shot very smooth. I was actually waiting for this model when we originally shot the Shield X, because usually Smith & Wesson puts out their standard model, then they put out kind of a bougier version later. I prefer the slicker, faster version, so I always like their guns that they put the Carry Comp into. We shot the M&P Carry Comp, we shot the M&P Shield Carry Comp, so why not the Shield X Carry Comp as well? So I'd have to say I'm pretty excited for this. The Shield is one of the better pistols on the market for the money, and in my opinion, one of the best concealed carry pistols, so let's see if they can make it a little better.
Hey guys, real quick before we head to the range, I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, TacPack. Chris and I love TacPack. Just the other day, we were going out to shoot in gloomy, rainy weather and I could not find my clear glasses, and I remembered I got a pair in my TacPack. I've also been shooting with these electronic ear pro that came in our TacPack, and they are so comfortable. The December TacPack Plus box is going to be worth $280, and if you use the code HONESTOUTLAW to sign up, you'll get a free $60 tactical gift. This is crazy value, and I just know you're gonna find your new favorite thing.
And finally, we do want to thank Smith & Wesson for sending us the Shield X Carry Comp. However, that will not change my opinion at all. You're going to see every round, the good, the bad, and hopefully not the ugly. Ooh, I pulled the shit out of that one. I've been shooting too many custom 2011s. I went 3 weeks without shooting because of a shoulder issue, and then I've shot just custom 2011 since then, so going back to a regular gun again is tough. Pretty low recoil on this though, for being such a small gun, definitely compared to the Shield X. I'd say 25% less. Sounds like an infomercial. Pretty on, I'm just shooting like shit. It's like, I'll show you, check this out. So this is when you know it's bad trigger control. So you see those groups, you see how like 3 or 4 of them are right near the bullseye, and then on each target there's one that's way low. That's me pulling the trigger to the rear very, very poorly. See how good my zero was. Good enough. Maybe.
I don't see where you're going.
Oh, there it is. Woo! I'm having such a hard time holding on to the gun. This gun's a little bit too small for me by comparison to the standard Shield. They made the grip smaller for regular people, and as you can see, I'm gripping the crap out of this, but this area right here is so smooth, I actually can't get a grip on it. And the reason why that's important for accuracy is because let's say you're not having the best day shooting wise and you're having kind of shitty trigger control, usually your grip can sort of keep that in line, and you have to squeeze a little bit harder. Sometimes you just gotta stop complaining and cowboy the fuck up. good.
That was good, Bubs.
I hit that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go like super slow, like old man slow. Missed that one, I think, off the left.
Mm-hmm. Miss.
Did I miss all those?
You missed many of them.
I'm doing awful.
All right, I'm starting with the flush fit.
You got the hang of it.
See, I think the texture is too aggressive.
Do you?
But, you know, I got girl hands.
Just on the back or what? Like on the back right here?
Yeah, the back and the front strap feel so aggressive to me.
What the fuck? That could have went better. For whatever reason, I don't know if I'm shooting bad today, but I'm not, every time I shoot this gun, every time I pull the trigger and this thing slides totally sideways in my hand. All right, well, that went okay. We didn't have any malfunctions. We shot 2 different types of ammunition, so I was pretty happy with that. The comp worked extremely well. Less recoil definitely than the standard Shield X. I like the slide cuts, it looks really cool. The barrel, the optics mounting system, and I really like the sights. The trigger is pretty decent for the 2.0 trigger. However, lately the Smiths have been coming out of the factory with kind of a rougher trigger, and it takes 200 or 300 rounds to really break it in. It seems like they do really like to get caught, I guess. Is that a good way to describe it?
Like there's a little catch.
There's like a catch right before the break, and it makes you feel a little odd when you shoot the gun.
The trigger is a little gritty, just like the Shield X was.
Which does affect accuracy a little bit. However, it's fine. It's no big deal. That's on most of the Shields. Trigger guard is huge. I absolutely love that. I'm a big fan of that. I like the X style. I like the magazine capacity of the gun. It comes with 2 magazines. The flush fit guy is a 13+1, which is crazy for how small this is. Basically the same capacity as a Glock 19, which is extremely impressive considering it's the same size as a Glock 26. However, the extended magazine that you get comes with a magazine capacity of 15+1, which is basically a freaking Beretta M9. So if you had this gun like 20 years ago, they wouldn't even believe this was real. It'd be like a caveman looking at a satellite or something like that. This is very impressive. But where it kind of falls off for me, to be honest with you, is ergonomically. And it's not a bad gun by any means. Like if you compare this to any of the modern guns, let's say the P365 or the Glock 43X, it shoots very comparable. However, the Shield is my favorite polymer frame pistol of all time, and it's my carry gun, and they sort of changed the one thing I really like about that gun on this. They slimmed up the grip, which I personally don't like. They added texture towards the top a little bit here and in the backstrap, which I don't really think you need, and they took away texture here on the side, which I think you do need. Now, I understand that most people are going to carry this gun, and very few people are going to try to shoot this fast. So if you're going to carry this gun predominantly, you're not going to shoot it very much. This is actually a good thing because it won't rub on your stomach, especially if you're carrying appendix. It won't rub in your back if you're carrying 5 or 6 o'clock, something like that. However, I don't like it. I don't have any problem with the texture of the Shield personally. I personally really like it, and I just really, really don't like that it doesn't have texture on the sides. They slimmed up the grip so it's more of a broomstick style grip, and then they also lost the texture. So for whatever reason, instead of sticking it in my hand, I'm feeling absolutely perfect. When I shoot this gun, it has a tendency to want to ride sideways, I've noticed. And because if you see my grip here, I have no space whatsoever on this smaller grip for my support hand, which is where I get most of my recoil control and where I get a lot of the control over my grip in order to get good trigger control. If you're shooting fast at distance, most of it's grip because you're kind of hitting the trigger really fast, right? And now that's good trigger control, but also a lot of it's grip. And with this gun, for whatever reason, The specs are good. The accuracy is decent when I go slow. The speed is pretty good up close. I really couldn't get it together overall as far as the way I wanted to shoot this. I wanted to shoot this not only as well as my Shield, but I wanted to shoot it better because it's newer, I guess. However, I do actually feel like I shoot the Shield a little better than this. The standard Shield is just much easier to hold on to than the Shield X for me. Now, I didn't notice that this summer when we were shooting the standard Shield X because it was warmer and because I was able to get a little bit more friction. My hands are cold today. It's the middle of November in Iowa, and I just could not get the grip on the gun that I wanted to get for whatever reason. And it was consistent throughout the entire video. Just me and this grip are not vibing. Now, it has the same grip on the Bodyguard, but the Bodyguard is a 380, so there's a little bit less recoil to it than a 9mm pistol. So I just don't think it wants to twist on me as much as this gun did. I don't think the recoil and pulse was necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it jumped a lot, and especially if not for you, because you shot it great. You shot it really good. However, I've never really felt the gun want to twist that much in my hand like this one did. So that's kind of a new experience for me. Overall though, it's an excellent gun. For $700, you get the compensator, get the optics mounting system, and has all the same features you would want on a modern gun. The gun was super reliable, and again, when I went slow, it was very accurate, which means it's mechanically accurate. I just couldn't get that accuracy at speed at 50 like I wanted to. Now, a lot of people are gonna say in the comments, it's not meant to be shot at 50 yards. However, I shoot every gun at 50 yards. So it's a good metric on what its speed and performance is versus some of the other guns in its class. I think if you're super happy with the Shield right now, I don't know if I personally see a reason to upgrade other than it's kind of the new hotness. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please support our Oklahoma shelters and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.